Having an archangel inside of you is something completely different from talking to an archangel. It is an energy cleanse that defies description. It is like being absolutely flushed by Niagara Falls or something. I don't know. It's just... After coming out of the ceremony, when I had had Archangel Ismael within me, inside of me, I was, on one hand, just so totally flushed clean that I had never experienced anything like it in my life. On the other hand, I was vibrating so highly. It was hard for me to even try to function. I knew exactly what had to be done in my life. I knew exactly what had to be done in my life, and I threw myself into doing that. I knew that my life needed to be cleansed as powerfully as the cleansing I had just undergone myself with Ismael within myself. And I started looking through my entire home. And I remember one day I was standing in front of my bookshelf, and I had quite a lot of books. I used to have even more, but I had reduced it down to, I don't know, one and a half big bookshelves or something. And I was taking out each book individually. And I was holding it and feeling into it. And saying, yeah, I read this book once, I'm never going to read it again. Why am I holding on to it? What purpose does this book have? None. So I put that in the be gone pile. And then every now and then I came across a book where I felt, ooh, I really like this book. Oh, I remember when I got this book. It's so beautiful. It's so nice. And I could feel the attachment to this book. Ooh, like precious in Lord of the Rings. No, I cannot have things that I am attached to. So I put that in the pile also. And then there was the occasional book that, yeah, this is a handbook that I return to every now and then. Like instructions for my tarot deck or something like that. And those books I kept because there was a point to them. And from having several hundreds of books, after that cleanse I had, I don't know, 10. And I did the same with my entire life. Now my father growing up, his parents, they didn't save anything for him. They didn't save any of his school stuff or his toys or anything, and he really regretted that they didn't do so. So when I came along, he saved everything. Every little scrap of paper that I had ever doodled anything on, every math book, it was crazy. He just saved everything. And I had cartons and cartons of things that he had saved for me. But on top of that, I had cartons and cartons of things that I had saved. Poetry from when I was in my teens and started writing. Photographs, pictures, illustrations, things that were fond memories. Lots and lots of photographs. Photographs from all kinds of parties. I was drunk on most of them. And I knew that this no longer has a place. So I took a barrel and I started a fire. And I remember dancing around this barrel for days, just burning everything that I ever have created. Dancing and laughing and singing. Because I knew that anything that I have ever created, I can do it better now. I can do it better. More. Nothing of this is worth dragging around from house to house as I move. I burnt every drawing that I had made, every doodle that my father saved, every scrap. I burnt every photograph, I burnt every poem, I burnt it all. And as I danced around that fire, I laughed and said, history begins with me. History begins here and now with me. And I did the same with everything. Everything. I went through my clothes. I went through all my personal belongings, and I have travelled quite a lot when I was young, so I had lots and lots of small nice things that I had brought home from my travels. Singing bowls from Kathmandu and, yeah, you know, that kind of stuff. Really nice things. And I just held them and I went, no, this does not serve a purpose here anymore. I held another thing and I just went, I like this. I like this. Ooh, attachment. And the last thing that I got rid of was the hardest. And it may not have looked so at the time, but it really hurt. It hurt her more than it hurt me, of course, but it hurt me also. Because among all the things that I had to leave was my marriage. And so it was.